Hello everyone, it's Blue Viper here, coming at you with little tips and tricks on dogfighting 101. First, we're going to look at our settings real quick. In controls, this is all for console. I have mine roughly at 80%. That's just a preference. I know some people like 60, 40, or even 100. In control screens, if you look all the way down, it does say I have custom buttons. The only difference I have is my ejection circle. That's just to avoid double tapping it when I'm flying, if I'm reloading rockets or something. If you want to copy any of my advanced settings, because I do also play infantry, these are the settings I run, or check out my homeboy Hexen Laser for his. Scrolling down to vehicle sensitivity, my plane control sensitivity, it averages about 100 to 130 max. I do recommend, if you are going to be a gunner, or if you're going to seat switch, decouple aiming from turning. That's just in case either someone spawns in your plane or your plane switches and it might start free falling. In basic, I'm going to explain why I have my crosshair size minimized. So I'm increasing it right now to 100, and you'll see. This is about at 100, what it looks like on a handgun. Now, the reason I have the double barrel is to kind of show you it's about the size of the reticle of the plane. Now, at the distance I'm at, that's probably going to be your normal dogfighting distance, which at that range, it's really big. It's kind of hard to make pinpoint accurate shots. So here I'm going to demonstrate what it looks like in a plane. When you go into third person, it is kind of distracting. Now, a recommendation I make, and I know everyone's different, but a recommendation I personally make that a lot of my colleagues who have started flying recently noticed is by reducing it, it makes it easier to actually hit shots at any range, as well as just win dogfights. Like you see, that's a little more pinpoint, a little more accurate, and so at range it's a little easier to aim. Now following this, you see I'm going to do the same shotgun test. So that's with the handgun. Here's with the shotgun. It's a little smaller, a little tighter versus grouping, so it makes it a little easier to aim. I also recommend it if you're going to be running infantry. It just makes it a little easier to do pinpoint. Now, crosshair color. I prefer red and blue. The reason is it's the two most visible colors for me. I know some of my friends use yellow, some of them use green, and some of them use purple. I would recommend use the reticle that you can see the best if there's fog, if there's fire, or if you're looking directly at the sun, like on Sinai or Suez. It just makes it a little easier to hit your shots without it kind of disappearing on you, like the white crosshair sometimes does. Going on to minimap. Now, I kind of mess with my minimap at all times. So like my flight zoom radius right now is 265, which I believe is base game. I don't adjust it too much, but I'll max it out to 300. It can be a big difference. Sometimes it's not. Vehicle zoom radius, again, I keep it between 100 and about 180, I think is the most I'll do. Here I set it to 150. Now scrolling down, this is kind of all like just personalized settings for me. But if you scroll down, some people fly with plane camera roll on and off. To me, it doesn't affect me too much. I can dogfight with both. I prefer to have it on, but like I'll show you real quick. That's with it off. So with it off, kind of like just the planes moving, not the entire screen, like if you have it on. And then I go over like my audio settings, which, yeah, my video settings. So for my vehicle third person POV, I do always have it maxed. That's just because I play on a TV, but I would customize it to whatever you feel the most comfortable with. And here I demonstrate the pilot custom control button. Literally the only difference I have is my enter and exit vehicles circle. So I'm going to take off real quick and I'm going to demonstrate a couple basic maneuvers that I know a lot of people have gone over, and I'm going to explain them in a little more detail. So, the first move I'm going to do is known as a vertical. That is essentially going straight up and coming straight back down in a loop. It'll look like this. 1, 2, 3, and I'm back to where I started. The next move I'm going to show is a horizontal. That's a side, either right or left, and it goes like that. Both are good in dogfighting, however most pilots only use one or the other. My first recommendation, if you want to get better, is switch it up like this. I'm going into a vertical, switch it to a horizontal, then back into a vertical, and coming out on my right side like that. That'd be my first tip in dogfighting, is combine the two, because it just makes it a little easier when dogfighting. Now I'm going to demonstrate some a little bit like tighter maneuvers and turns that you can do on a mountainside and kind of go through them. So right here I am going full speed, and in Battlefield 4 it would be easier to do speed control because I could actually show you the numbers. But right there, the little barrel roll I did, I killed my speed for about 0.5 of a second and resumed it just to make the turn. Same here. It's a little difficult to see because you really have to train your eye to really see it. But if you follow through, right there, killing my speed, it's a little more visible. It was to make that sharp little, like, wheel save on the mountainside. Now, my first recommendation before you actually get into dogfighting, fly around. Just fly around for a little bit. Let's get into dogfighting. I just spawned in, spot one pilot. I see in my top left there's a second pilot. He's the closest to me, so he's who I'm going to engage. Right now, the enemy pilot and I are going into what's known as a two-circle dogfight. My goal is to change it to a one-circle dogfight where I'm behind him. Following rules of dogfighting 101, I'm in what's known as a lag dogfight, meaning no matter what I do, I'm not going to get my guns on target just because I'm too far back. Second pilot comes up behind me. I wait till he gets me to about 35 before popping the emergency repair and hit a 180 barrel roll with reduced speed. This is so I can get into the position where I'm underneath the blimp, kill my speed, the pilot overshoots and gives me what's known as the kill position. In the kill position, I use rockets. I tried my best to stay behind him here by killing my speed, and I hit him with guns only. Now that's one dogfight. I don't know where the second pilot is, so I enter a maneuver known as the hammerhead. Max altitude, try to find him on my mini-map. I see he was spotted. Now I'm diving on him. From this position, I'm able to go guns only all the way down to about 50 damage when in the dogfight. In the following clip, I didn't see the pilots that spawned already. I was coming out of a strafe, and one's already behind me, as you'll see here in 1 second. He hits me for about 9 damage. I turn towards him to avoid his guns on the next strafe. Second pilot gets into a kill position behind me. I see both pilots are at. I go into a horizontal. While it's simple, it does save me here. I then switch my direction of the horizontal to mess up the second pilot so I don't have two pilots behind me. And I do it again here. Now here I go into a very tight horizontal, focusing on speed control being my savior. How do I do that? I kill my speed to make even sharper turns in the horizontal where the pilots can't keep up with me. There is a counter for this, but usually against most pilots this will be enough to save you till you get your repair, as seen here. And once I get into this position where I see a pilot, I break off the horizontal into a vertical. Now, I'm behind him in a lag dogfight, but I'm trying to find the kill spot. I know the second pilot's behind me, but right here, I get a lead, which lead in dogfighting means my guns will hit. See the pilot behind me, I break off from the pilot I'm chasing, go into another half horizontal, kill my speed into a half vertical, and that's just to avoid his main guns or his rockets. Now, the biggest thing I'm focusing here is watching my HP. So as you watch, I'm trying to keep aware of where each plane is and where they're going. One's going up, one's going down. Here, I go into a half horizontal to avoid the guns of that pilot so he's not on my 6. And I keep flying horizontal because I lost sight of both of them. See another one? He breaks hard right into a vertical, and this is where he makes his mistake. This is where I'm in the kill position. So I'm still in lag. I know I can get on lead here as long as the second pilot doesn't see me. And right here, I'm catching up. Now I'm in lead. Go guns only. Now, I get him disabled. I go for rockets, and I do miss my rockets because he goes a little speed kill and stuff. But I was able to finish the job. Now, as you see, I'm not focusing on repairing after the dogfight. I check my leaderboard, make sure the other pilot's dead before I even do anything else. Once I know that, I actually repair, take my time, and recuperate. This here is another time where I just spawned in. There's 2 planes up, so I'm doing a target assessment. I know that one is a ground support attack plane, the other is a fighter. If the attack plane is not a anti-tank, focus the fighter first always. There we go into a two-circle. I use my rear cam here to see he's going down, so I go into a little bit of a half horizontal here, which gives me a little bit of a lead on him, and I'm able to get behind on the 6. Now, as you see here, he kills the speed, which is a move you shouldn't do unless you're trying to do a maneuver or you're trying to get your pilot, the enemy pilot, to overshoot if they're close enough. Here I go rockets. I miss, except for one. Put him at 25 HP and finish him off with guns only.
Return to the combat area.
Now I'm going to show some high-level dogfighting here. So this is against an opponent known as Divine Infinity. He is a very good pilot as well. And right here we went into two-circle dogfights, and as you see, this is what a high-level two-circle dogfight looks like. We're basically one-passing each other the entire time. Now both of us, what we're doing is we're constantly using our rear cams, as you see here, looking at where the other's going. Here, I think he lost sight of me, because when I hit my speed boost, I was able to turn it into a one-circle dogfight here. He kills his speed to mess me up, I kill mine, and I quickly turn in, and then I turn out. Now, that ram was a little intentional, it was, however, I'm still behind him, and I'm in a position where I can win the dogfight. Now, here's where I finish the dogfight off. So one key thing, if you're dogfighting a really good pilot, is constantly use your rear cam. It's going to be the difference between whether you win or you lose the dogfight. Now I'm not going to cut this clip up like I did the previous ones, however I'm just going to go straight to the next clip. So in this clip, I'm coming out of a strafe. I notice there's a plane behind me. I go into a slight horizontal, switch my horizontal real quick to avoid guns. And now I'm looking at my mini-map, I see him. I go, kill my speed, he overshoots. I turn in, and now we're in a one-circle dogfight. Turned into a two-circle dogfight. Both of us now, our goal is to avoid the other's guns while trying to do as much damage in these two-circle dogfights as we can. He goes down, I go up. Switch to fire rounds. He switches, I have to switch, go up. Now, like I mentioned before, one of the key things for both of us is we're looking at our rear cams constantly. He notices I'm on his 6. He keeps trying to get out of my line of sight, as you see. I finally get into a position where I go guns only, take out one wing, switch to my primary guns. If I remember correctly, we're dogfighting that we forgot our altitude, but you'll see that in a second. So, as it stands, he kills his speed, I go for guns, and yeah, we turned into each other and hit the ground. Now, if you want to be a little more advanced, you'll see here, I can barely see his outline on the big map, and I'm using that to my advantage. It's still foggy. I'm looking at where my friendly pilot is, and the moment I see my friendly pilot in more or less a view, I dive down into this fog. Right there, Divine kills my pilot, come out of the fog, and now I'm on his 6, turning this into a one-circle dogfight. I go guns only. As he turns to me, rockets. You'll see here, he goes into a vertical and kills his speed. I quickly kill my speed. Go guns only. I overshoot, but now my focus is he killed his speed, he cuts in front of me. I kill my speed and cut in front. He goes into a high barrel roll. To win against these high barrel rolls, kill your speed and do a very tight 180 barrel roll. This is where you'll engage, right there. So I did win the dogfight, So here, this is a dogfight with a buddy of mine known as Telemetto. He's one heck of a pilot. We engage each other, and we go into a two-circle dogfight here, and both of our biggest concerns is who gets on the other 6 first. Now, I make a fatal mistake here, which luckily I was able to turn around, but I messed up one of my turns, and he got on my 6. To counter it, I kill my speed and go into a vertical just as I hear him going into a nosedive. Here, I lose sight of him, and I see a whole other plane. I start chasing the whole other plane, and I light him up. And then I'm like, wait, this isn't Telemetto. I look, I'm like, no, this can't be him. So I actually turn back around, and I look for him, and he's still dogfighting basically no one. So I let him know that, hey, I'm over here. And we re-engage. So we go into this two-circle dogfight here. Now again, we're just both using our rear cams. If you want to get better at dogfighting, when you dogfight, use your rear cams. Get ready to use your rockets. Like these are like your biggest weapons are your rockets and your rear cams, not even your primary guns. As you see here, he made a fatal mistake. I get on his 6, and now my job is just to try to maintain as much visual on him as I can. You know, I barely see him. I may see him make a left, so I make a left here. He's going down and up, so I barrel roll, and I'm trying to just stay behind him. Now he does fly with his camera plane rolled off, so he flies a little differently than I do. But the fact I'm able to keep up with him is pretty impressive, considering I'm barely seeing him. I'm using just my audio cues and just trying to hit as much damage as I can. Now, if I remember, Telemetto might have, it's either this dogfight or one of our last ones that we did in this particular match posted. As you see here, I think I break off. No, I go into a high vertical and come back in. And, I mean, it was a good damage, what I did there. Did the same hammerhead maneuver, however, there could have been a different maneuver I could have done. But at that time, I didn't think about it. I just thought, hey, let's try to kill him as quickly as possible. Anywho, as I said before, 101 dogfighting, when your crosshair's behind a plane, that's lag. When it's on the plane, that's neutral. And when it's ahead of a plane, that's called lead. The two places you want your crosshair is either on top of the plane, that's a confirmed hit, or in front of the plane because they'll drive into it. Here I go for a rocket spam. He goes into too tight of a turn for me to follow, but I was able to still keep up with him and still kind of maintain my turns. There he does a switch I didn't notice, and we're back to a two-circle dogfight now. And I killed my speed and turned back into him. This is just to avoid his guns. Now, when you get good at dogfighting, these are how some of the best dogfights are ever going to look. Super, super long, super difficult between both planes, because this is what they look like. Now, I did lose sight of him here. I'm like, oh crap, he's on my 6. I know he is. So I'm looking on the mountainside, trying to find him. And I didn't notice, I forget if he crashed here or what happened, but I just don't notice him at all. Now I'm still doing switches here, trying to like find him. And I just couldn't see him, couldn't find him, and I couldn't even hear any audio cues, so finally I see him, which was funny because I couldn't find him for the longest time, so I don't know what he was doing. Maybe he flew away to repair. Some pilots do that if they can get away from a dogfight. They'll fly away, repair real quick, and re-engage. Now he's behind me, so I got some things to be worried about. Now, I don't know, I kind of lost sight of him, so I'm not 100% sure where he is, but I'm using the mountainside to my advantage. Check the leaderboard, no one's flying anymore, so again, I don't know what happened here. I think he crashed, but I'm going to move on to the next dogfight. So right here, I spawned in, a friend of mine is flying, he's in a different squad, but I noticed a fighter's on his 6. So one of the first things I do is I kill my speed, and I'm following him on just my mini-map. Once he's behind my friend, and I'm behind the other pilot, I engage the other pilot first. So a key thing here is I'm just doing my best to hit my shots at any range, which is seen there, and getting the kill to save my teammate. Now, one of the things as a pilot you always got to be doing here, as I'm doing, is you got to be looking at your mini-map, but you also got to be thinking of what you're going to do. If you're going to strafe, check your mini-map. What are the targets you're looking at? Where are you kind of going, what direction you're going? And you got to do this after every dogfight and after a dogfight. So here I start strafing infantry. I'm using guns first, trying to get kills with guns only. No kill there, pull away. Being aware, looking behind me, I see an RD truck there. I also see infantry, checking the leaderboard, seeing what pilots are up, and then turning back. So these are my personal tricks and tips that I didn't really have anyone teach me. I kind of had to learn them myself after 6-7 years playing this game and talking to fellow pilots here and there and trying to get some advice. Hopefully this helps a lot of you guys, and a lot of you guys can improve, but my personal recommendation is take what you want from this video, test it, if you like it, implement it, and then practice. Practice is going to be the biggest thing in the difference whether you skyrocket as a dogfighter or you don't. And I know it's hard because you get in try-hard lobbies where it's just the same 4 pilots are getting the planes. But what you got to do is just practice your best, try your hardest, and then just dogfight. Another thing is a lot of pilots like me and a few others, we are open to teaching people how to dogfight. Shoot some of us a DM. I know for PSN, If you want to learn, I'm more than willing to take you out into like a private server or an empty server and just show you some moves and teach you how to dogfight. I know I used to do that a couple years ago with like 3 or 4 pilots. I know some other pilots like Inzaisi, he teaches quite a few people as well, but we're open to teaching, so thank you.